Hello and welcome to the Recommended Podcast. My name is Ryker, and this is my co-host, Lieutenant Brenden.
What do we want? Your insides. When do we want them? Now.
And this is believe it or not, it's a movie podcast.
It's a movie
where
podcast.
we talk about movies, TV, and entertainment media. But this week, I ask that you join us as we discuss a killer that could no longer exist in today's society. At the time, horrifying and scary based on the fact he was going to hunt you down and kill you while he talked to you on the phone. Now made exponentially more scary by the fact that he is calling you. We follow a killer that single-handedly increased the use of Star 69 and caller ID. Everyone in today's version of the Scream movies would survive because they would be too afraid to answer a phone call from another human being in the first place. Join us as we discuss the movie Scream.
Scream. I'm so excited.
I really like this movie, and I like it more because I watched it as an adult, opposed to the opposite effect happening typically, where I'll watch it, I'll be like, oh man, this is not what I remember. This is, when I watched it a few years ago, was so much like more gory and scary than I remembered it being. Not saying that it's like scary, but at the same, I was like, man, I can't believe I watched this when I was like 13. This is nuts.
Yeah, there's definitely some blood in this. I'm here to tell you, I know we have another episode and you guys don't know what the last movie of the month is.
Yep.
And we do.
You can probably guess.
We watched it. But I'll tell you, this is my favorite movie of the month.
Yeah?
Favorite movie of the month for sure.
Cool.
Loved it.
Even more than Hubie.
A lot more than Hubie. Yeah, a lot more than Hubie.
Okay, so I want to do something a little different than normal. If you're new to the podcast, hey, welcome. Click the subscribe button.
Like us.
It's not going to be different for you, but it'll be different than people listen to us normally. I want to say at the beginning of this movie, or at the beginning of this podcast, opposed to at the end, I recommend you go watch the movie because I actually really like this movie and I think you'll enjoy it. Brenden, what do you think about this movie? Do you recommend or not recommend it?
I really do recommend it. As with many of the movies on the show, I had not seen Scream. I know probably one of the 50,000 people in the entire world that hasn't. But I really liked it a lot. I'm going to be honest.
No. And we can talk more about it when we get to the rating section. But I wanted to give a heads up at the beginning of the movie whether or not you should watch it. Because I feel like if we say that you shouldn't watch it, you don't even need to worry about leaving to go watch the movie. Right. But don't worry, because we will break down still and say when the spoilers are going to start. But I did want to put that at the front end and just say whether or not we recommended the movie, because I figured, why would you bother? Why would you bother going to watch it if we don't recommend it? You might still want to watch it just to see what the heck we're talking about. But, this one we recommend. So I wanted to say get that out in front.
This podcast is built like Rose McGowan in this movie. Okay, that's all you got.
I believe he means brick shit house. I think is what he said.
No, we'll get there.
So that all at the front now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hop in our imaginary car here. Just close the door, and let's travel on over to the movie. But while we do so, let me know what you've been watching. Or watching, listening to, entertainment mediaing, whatever.
Entertainment mediaing. I am here to tell you guys about another podcast. I know, I'm a podcast fiend. Inject it into my veins, okay? That's what I need. Podcast called Ghost Story. Oh my God. I've talked about several podcasts on this show as things that you should check out, in addition to ours, by the way. But I'm here to tell you, this might be my favorite podcast I've ever listened to. Short, 7 episodes. It's a interesting. It's a nonfiction show, and it talks about a gentleman that is trying to understand a death in his family and a supposed ghost associated with it. It's super, super freaking awesome.
Okay, so it's like a story-based one, right?
Hell yeah, yeah. Wondery based, yeah.
I used to listen to one called "Hello from the Magic Tavern."
Ooh,
like a lot. It was very fun. It's about a dude who went to behind a Burger King. He was sucked through a dimensional portal, and he ended up doing a podcast in another world with 2 characters from that world. One was a wizard, and one was I believe, a badger or like a shapeshifter. but he stays in badger form. It's a
It's
whole
kind of
thing.
like us.
Yes, we got sucked through an interdimensional portal behind a Burger King.
Right. Except it's a Taco Bell.
Oh,
Close enough.
Yeah, it's close. It's Carl's Jr.
Ooh.
I actually I've watched a few things, but I'll save a couple for the next episode because we're double stacking again.
Double stack.
I watched today, and I don't necessarily recommend anybody go watch this unless, of course, you're really into anime. Netflix has started to put out a show called Dan to Dan, and it is about a kid, like two kids in like school, and one really believes in aliens and thinks that they're like huge. It's about the occult. He believes that aliens are real and they exist, and a girl thinks that's ridiculous, but she also believes that ghosts exist, and they both like disagree, and they go to prove the other one wrong, and then both simultaneously prove they're both right. And one is then cursed by a ghost, and the other is abducted by aliens. And
Whoa.
and it's about them like fighting the supernatural to try to get like back to normal. And it's interesting, but it is a little weird. So I would say if you're not used to watching anime, maybe don't go watch that. That's your first entry level one. So
No. But you know what you should watch? Scream.
Scream. Go watch Scream. So, Brenden, do you want to give some movie facts?
Let's get some Scream facts. Hey.
This is literally the movie where you could say movie facts because it is a movie about horror movies.
Let's call these deep throat facts. Like a deep throat scream. Don't get your head out of the gutter, people.
All right.
Movie is Scream. Length, 1 hour, 51 minutes. Release date, December 20th, 1996. That seems weird, right?
Yeah, it came out right next to Christmas.
December 20th, 1996. I verified that. That's weird. Anyway, cast.
It was so weird that I had to check it.
I was like, that doesn't seem right, but it is. Cast, David Arquette as Dewey Riley. Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. Courtney.
No, wait, hold on a minute. You've never heard Neve Campbell?
Nev. Whatever.
What?
Shut up!
Neve Campbell?
Nev? Nev?
Neve Campbell.
That's a spicy meatball from Neve Campbell. Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers. Matthew Lillard as Stu Macher. Rose McGowan as Tatum Riley. Skeet Ulrich as Billy Loomis. Jamie Kennedy as Randy Meeks. W. Earl Brown as Kenny, which is Gail's cameraman. Joseph Whip as Burke, the town sheriff. Lee Schreiber as Cotton Weary. And Drew Barrymore as Casey Becker.
Oh, man. I messed up earlier. I wanted to say Deputy Dewey, like Deputy Brenden, like Deputy Dewey.
Oh, man.
I said Lieutenant because I was like...
That's okay.
I was up in
Lieutenant
the air.
Dan or
You know,
something.
I was just... Yeah, I'll just edit it in. Let me get a clean one. Let me get a clean one. All right? Let me get a clean one. Deputy.
Budget $15 million, box office $103 million. Synopsis on this one, real quick. A year after the murder of her mother, a teenage girl is terrorized by a mass killer who targets her and her friends by using scary movies as part of a deadly game. That's the facts.
That's just the facts, Jack. I like that. It's very short and sweet. You know what? I actually went after I watched the movie. I went and looked up the trailer to watch the trailer because we had just done the trailer
I
episode.
bet the trailer was good.
I wanted to, I guess, clarify here too. If you guys have listened to the podcast in the past, I know I said at Terrifier that that episode should be out. It's probably still not out because what I want to do with those is probably like once a month because editing these is taking me a lot longer. So instead of being every other week, those will probably be like once a monthers. But we might increase the speed of those coming out at some point. But that'll probably drop after the October stuff, just because like this is kind of a different weird month because
It's a spooky month.
I'm completely in control of everything, so
It's spooky month.
probably hold that for a little bit. But it got me into thinking about the trailers for movies and stuff like that. Because typically I just try to avoid them. I wanted to see how much they leaned into Drew Barrymore.
I bet
in the
you.
trailer.
I bet you a bunch.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. So you don't like you couldn't determine from the trailer that the Drew Barrymore part of the movie is like just the first like 5 to 10 minutes.
What are you doing?
I'm just talking about Drew Barrymore in this movie, the main character of the movie is Sidney Prescott. It's about Sidney Prescott. But what I'm talking about is just the trailer and how they...
Oh, I thought we were going spoiler-esque
No,
here.
they make
Sorry.
it look like the main character of the movie is Drew Barrymore.
I see what you're saying.
So
okay.
it's very weird. Like,
Yeah.
because like it's not. She's not the main character, but they lean into it because she's probably the biggest name.
Yes, she is.
And also, a little fun fact before we even get to the facts, Henry Winkler is uncredited for this movie.
Wow. I didn't read his name.
Yeah, you didn't.
That's duh.
Did
I
you?
didn't. No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't.
He's uncredited for the movie for the reason that when he signed on, said he didn't want to take any attention away from the stars of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Henry, much like Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah.
Ben Stiller didn't want to be in heavyweights advertising, so like he wasn't like broadly advertised that he was around. But Henry Winkler being in the movie was one of his conditions was don't put me as like just uncredited, just so that way that the other main cast can get the credit, because I don't want to overshadow them.
Yeah, because some of these guys are a little more up and coming.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, another interesting fact too
Oh my
about
God, facts are overflowing.
it's about the cast. So Randy, right?
Yeah.
The character of Randy is played by
Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yes.
Seth Green also auditioned to be the Randy role, which is, honestly, I could definitely see that. Like,
Yeah.
it's totally
same exact trope.
Yeah, same kind of actor. They were probably competing a lot back in the day for different roles.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm sorry. I don't need to. I don't need to
No,
go
this is
into it
good.
anymore. I just figured that's where I would fall.
We're smacking you with the facts.
Hit you with them
Psh, 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 psh.
good old
Deep throat facts.
movie movie facts. Do you have anything else for the movie related facts? Besides,
I mean, I have like movie facts.
no, we can get in those here
Yeah.
in a second.
No,
So
but nothing on the straight early facts.
So let's get into actually talking a little bit more about the movie, but not necessarily the movie. Like, let's talk about the snack bar since we're at the movie now.
Snack bar.
What did you snack on while you were watching this movie?
I actually ate dinner while I watched this movie, which was a Tuscan chicken pasta. Absolute mwah, chef's kiss. Cacio e pepe. Good. It was so good.
Excuse
So good.
me? Touching your pepe? Is that what you said? Touching my
That's a stupid.
Touching
it's
my
some
pepe.
stupid meme of this girl. She buys like a pasta sauce from Trader Joe's or something. We'll snip a picture of her in now.
Yeah, please do.
But she's like doing a TikTok, and she's like slurping some ravioli, and she's like, "You gotta try this sauce." And then she holds up the jar, and she goes, "Cacio e pepe." And that's it. That's literally like the 6 seconds. But like it's got I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of comments and crazy people that are. It's just so stupid. I got my kids saying it. Cacio e pepe.
Oh my god.
It's so great.
Hey, quick question since you brought up memes and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. I just
no.
I need a minute here to ask about the fucking Costco guys.
I can't.
I was having a conversation with my little sister about that because I watched the Meat Canyon video that he did where because he does a lot of freakish videos which are great. I love them. But he did one for the Costco guys. She was watching that. She's like, "Do you think they're paid by Costco?" I was like, "No." In fact, I'm like, Costco is just like
Costco's playing with house money.
Costco is like they're benefiting from it.
Yes.
But I was like, if at any point these fucking psychos do something weird and stupid, which they will because they're social media people,
You don't think they're there yet?
they're doing weird and stupid shit. Yeah, I think they
dude,
are.
it's
But
fucking
I'm thinking that
crazy.
like we're gonna find out that like the dad killed the wife at some point and buried her in the basement.
No. She's in the videos. She does the boom dance videos too. We can't.
If
she
at some
can't go
point she's
anywhere.
gonna disappear, it's gonna be like a Prince Andrew and Meghan or whatever. Like she disappears for months.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, Meghan Markle, who's finally back in the spotlight.
Oh.
She's gonna disappear. And you're gonna be like, "What happened to mom?" And then like it's just gonna be like this like weird like creepy pasta. But I was saying they're just waiting because these guys could do something potentially really weird, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna sue you. You can't call yourselves the Costco guys," because it's like us saying, "Oh, we're the
We're the movie guys.
we're
That has to be a brand. I
we're
know,
the
but,
recommended HBO guys. Like that's
we're the home box office guys.
yeah. We can't just like claim a name of like an organization in front of our name, right? Like that's
Yeah.
they're like immediately they could be just like, no, cease and desist. Stop what you're doing right now.
I just can't get over. Thank you so much for going off on this tangent because I need to talk to somebody about this in my life. I can't get over the fact that AJ, which is the dad.
Thank you for saying that because I don't know any of this shit.
I can't fucking believe
I just
it.
know that there's a video of them and they dance and it's real
then-
weird.
Yeah, but the kid I think is called Big Justice. The kid is Big Justice. Yeah.
Thank God.
But
Also, I
AJ
do know that the dad apparently pulled him out of school. That kid doesn't go to school anymore.
Does he? Does he look like he goes to school? Like, does he look like? Does he look like he could pass the state reading test right now?
just imagining that kid. That kid.
Can he read a passage and answer a few questions?
Well, he has to be able to read the labels on all the boxes in Costco.
Oh, my
so,
God.
no, what I was thinking, like, I'm watching him take a. If he's taking a test in school, and he just looks around a little bit, and then he just like sneaks a chicken bake, and he's just like scarfing down a chicken
None
bake.
of these answers are chicken bake. I don't know which one to pick, Dad. But AJ, oh God, why am I still talking about this? This is so stupid. But I just love how like his shtick is just like him saying, like double chocolate cookie. Like that's his fucking thing. Like there's like imagine.
Imagine, if you will. Let me that's a catchphrase, right? That he has. Imagine,
I don't
if
even
you
think
will.
it's a catchphrase. It's the phrase. That's
So,
all he has.
Imagine that he says Haktua one time, and then he has the number 3 podcast.
Okay, yeah, you really put it into perspective.
That is the level we're dealing with. We just need our catchphrase, Brenden.
Well,
let's
no, actually, no.
Let's
though. Hold on a
experiment with
second.
that.
Hold on 1 second, though. God, we have gone off the
Bada boopy.
rails. Yeah, that should be our thing that puts us back on track. The back on track horn. But what I will say, Haktua girl says Haktua one time. This motherfucker says double chocolate cookie in like every video, every one.
Dude, you're like,
Dude.
you're smacking your hand on the, and I can
it
hear
just drives me insane.
We've got new mic arms, and if you hear any extra noises, it's because they're new and we're figuring them out still.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing like
fine.
you're tapping it, and it's going. Oh.
It's just crazy to me.
No, he's trying to make it. Oh gosh, like that's his time. It's time to make the donuts, like that back, like
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts commercial. He's trying to make himself a catchphrase. Anyway,
Well-
sorry, I derailed us. You had
No,
a
no,
Tus-
no.
you had a
It's so
Tuscan
good.
chicken.
Yeah.
pasta.
That's not what I would recommend, though.
Hey, hold on.
We're back on.
We're back on track.
We're back on track.
No more clowning around.
No more clowning around. Ooh,
That's my catchphrase.
fuck,
Get
there
your
it
own.
is.
Get your own. No more clowning around. double horn. No clowning around.
Fuck you, AJ. I would recommend extremely unoriginal. I don't care. Ice cream. I scream. You scream. We all scream for that ice cream. That's my catchphrase. No, I know it's not.
I'm
good
shaking
enough.
my head at you.
It's not good.
Okay.
Is it yours?
No.
Oh, damn
no,
it.
we aren't.
I was hoping
we're
we
not
were
in sync.
vibing.
I'm shaking my head, and you'll see why here in a second because I will do it because you didn't do it.
Do it.
So, I think while I watched this movie, I actually was eating some of my snacks back there. I went and bought like I think they're like just like sweet tart, like rainbow rope or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I was having some of those. I like those. The thing that I recommend you watch with this movie or eat with this movie is if you watch the Terrifier episode, is something that Brenden brought up in Terrifier. I recommend you grab yourself some Jiffy Pop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because there is literally Jiffy Pop in the first like 5 minutes of this movie.
No, I really missed the mark on that one.
You're talking about screaming and ice cream. What do you
Yeah.
even say? What kind of flavor ice cream? Can I get a flavor at least?
Yeah. Let's call it.
Cherry Garcia.
call it-
chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate chip cookie dough.
Chocolate chip cookie dough?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. But Jiffy Pop is great. And I did really enjoy seeing the Jiffy Pop. When Drew Barrymore busted out the Jiffy Pop, I was just like, hallelujah. Somebody's out here jiffy popping.
God, I love that woman.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
I don't know if I said that, but
All right.
she's all right.
Sorry, Drew. Maybe you could tell Steve to go watch the movie because it's time to start talking about the movie.
Yes.
So we're gonna get into the facts. I don't know. I'll give you a couple seconds. If you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, go watch it now. Come back. We'll wait.
It's an hour and 50. You can make it.
Honestly, it's not that. It doesn't feel like that long of a watch. This movie felt shorter than Terrifier did.
Oh yes.
Because it was just like, I don't know. There was nothing that kind of dragged on, and there were no like, I don't know, Carrie scenes. Anyway,
I don't know how you're cutting anything out of that movie, but we'll talk more. You know.
Yeah, let's talk about it now. All right,
talk about it now.
Let's get into it now. So, what? Actually, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm taking over. I've got facts this week because I outsourced my facts.
Oh my god.
So, there's a couple of references in this movie.
There's like a million references in this movie.
Well, I'm not talking. I'm talking about like Easter egg references, not necessarily like they just talk about the movie because that's what like this movie is literally meta the movie.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of Halloween references. Casey's father tells her mother to go down to the Mackenzies, which is the same thing that Laurie tells the children's to do in Halloween. So she said, "Run down to the Mackenzies' house. It's a couple of houses down," and that's what he tells his wife to do. Go down to the Mackenzies' house because they can't get the phone to work because their daughter is still using it at the time.
Yeah.
Which is just a psychotic scene.
Which is rough.
Also, another Halloween Easter egg, I guess. Billy's last name.
Loomis.
Yep, and that is the same as Michael Myers' psychiatrist, Dr. Samuel Loomis.
Oh yes.
Yep. So that's a nice little reference there.
Do you got just 2 references to Halloween? On your notes?
Yeah, I only have 2.
I believe the song "Don't Fear the Reaper" is also played in both films.
It is also played in both films. It's when Billy enters Sydney's room.
Yeah, it's an acoustic, creepy, gross,
very
sound
slow.
song.
Yeah, very slow and melodic. And then it is also playing while they're driving the car to meet Annie's father at the hardware store.
Correct.
Or like when they're passing the hardware store in Halloween.
Yes.
Yep, that's both in there. It's a good catch because I definitely remembered that. I just didn't have it written down. Nightmare on Elm Street reference. Billy climbs through Sydney's window and startles her, just like Glenn, Jenny Depp's. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Johnny Depp's character did to Nancy Heather Langenkamp in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
And then also Tatum wears a number 10 jersey shirt, which is the same kind that Depp wears in the movie Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Yep. There's also another one that is a little bit more specific. There's the Freddy Krueger reference whenever Henry Winkler comes out of his office later on in the movie and yells. I forget what he yells. He's like, "You little shits" or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's it's Wes Craven dressed up as Freddy Krueger, the janitor.
He's like, "What are you guys doing, you little shits?"
And then he's like,
and the guy's like,
call me?
"What'd you call me?" He's like, "Oh, not you, Paul," or something.
Yeah. No, I think he calls him Fred. I think he actually calls him Fred. I think his name is Fred.
Sorry.
Which is even just like a more specific,
More
like,
on the nose.
Yeah. Hey, we go. Hey, remember this thing? That's exactly what we're talking about. So yeah, there's that. There's also a kind of a nod. I wouldn't even say it's not an Easter egg for a movie per se, but Henry Winkler is in his office trying on a mask.
Yes.
When he opens his closet, for a brief second, you can see a black leather jacket in there to show that it's like the one the Fonz would wear because he was
Days, baby.
when he was the Fonz in Happy Days.
There you go.
Somebody also put that like he makes the way he fixes his hair is like the Fonz would. I was like, no, the Fonz like would pull a comb out, look at his hair, and go like, I'm good. Like he'd like do that thing. That's not. Yeah, it's like what they're referencing. Is like I have no idea what they're talking about.
We'll talk more about it. I just want to say right now, though, at this
Yeah.
point, Henry Winkler is throwing straight fucking gas in this movie. fucking 102 mile an hour heat on the black. Okay?
That's why he didn't want to be credited. He's
No.
like, I can't do this.
He's simply too good.
In the U.S., without adjusting for inflation, this film is the 21st highest grossing horror film and remained the highest grossing slasher genre film until 2018.
What took its place?
I don't know what.
Oh
place.
my! Shot through the heart.
I outsourced.
I want to know.
I outsourced my stuff, so I don't have that.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
So Molly Ringwald was offered the role of Sydney, but turned it down, saying she didn't want to play a high school student at the age of 27.
That would have been a little. Yeah, that would not have worked for me.
Honestly, it would have been interesting, though, because I don't think at the time, I can't think of a movie that Molly Ringwald would have been in at the time. Like, I feel like she's been, like, out of, like...
Commission.
She was actually in that Not Another Teen movie, like, spoof movie, I think.
Oh.
She was, like, I don't want to say a stewardess. She was a worker for an airline at the end of the movie, I believe, for a split second. I got a couple more, but I don't want to take all the stuff. I will also add, and if you don't talk about this, I'll leave one for you to talk about. I'm gonna say, Dewey was actually supposed to die from the stab wound that he received in the movie.
Oh.
The test audience loved the character so much that Craven decided to add his survival scene in the final cut, because while they were filming it, they actually filmed. If you'll notice that Dewey doesn't like breathe at all when they show Courtney Cox fall on top of him. Mm-hmm. Gail lands on top of him and just like crumples, and she's kind of moving still, but he's not moving at all. He's supposed to be dead. But it didn't test well, so he actually before even that, like, he didn't do reshoots on it. He actually just filmed a scene, kind of anticipating people might maybe we don't want to kill Dewey. So they filmed the scene where he was being put on the stretcher and taken into the back of the ambulance while they were still filming everything.
Nice. I liked Dewey.
Yeah, that's the general
He's a good
consensus.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's a good
everybody
dude.
was like, "Hey, we like Dewey. Don't kill Dewey." So
I
they
mean,
didn't.
he's incredibly dumb, but we like him.
Dude, I cannot wait to talk about Dewey. So let's. Do you have any other facts?
I have a few. Okay, so I'll rapid fire them. So, the party scene at the end of the movie. Okay, so that party scene, it's 42 minutes long, which
Yeah.
is kind of crazy.
It's like the last half. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was shot over the course of 21 days from the time the sun went up to the time it went down, or when it's from sunset to sunrise. After it wrapped, the crew had T-shirts made that said, "I survived scene 118," which was the name of the scene during shooting. The cast and crew have jokingly called it to this day the longest night in horror history. Courtney Cox approached production to pursue the role. She was interested in playing a bitch character to offset her nice friend's image. Okay. Matthew Lillard ad-libbed the "my mom and dad are going to be so mad at me," and Craven enjoyed it, so he kept it in. Drew Barrymore.
Oh, hold on, real quick. The Lillard stuff. That's not the last bit of it. He actually had another line too. This was my last one I let you have. So when Billy throws the phone at the end, it slipped out of his hand and actually hits Lillard, and he goes, "Give me the phone, you dick!" Like that was an accident, and it made Craven laugh. He liked it, so he kept it. Like that was
nice.
not supposed to be in they didn't write that, but it was an accident. He called him a dick, so they kept it in the movie. I thought it was funny.
Nice. Drew Barrymore, the most well-known actor of the cast at the time, was originally cast as Sidney Prescott.
Okay, maybe that's why the trailer was good.
But then insisted that if she played Casey, a victim, in just the opening scene alone, it would make the audience think that anything could happen at any time. Okay? Sidney was then recast as Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell, yeah.
And then Barrymore was still given top billing and a prominent appearance on the poster to mislead the audience. Last one, I just thought, I love this kind of shit. You know, sometimes I throw a fact in that's just kind of weird like this, but I just think it's nuts how people go to crazy ends to do movies. When Sidney comes out of the closet and stabs Billy with the umbrella, the stuntman was supposed to hit a pad on Skeet Ulrich's chest. The first hit got the pad, but the second one slipped and hit him in the chest. Ulrich's chest had metal wiring beneath the skin from open heart surgery he had as a child, which causes him intense pain should it be struck or have pressure applied to it. Thus, when the umbrella accidentally struck him in the chest, his shocked expression and screams of pain were genuine.
Ow.
That sounds disgusting. Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's my facts.
Cool. I think that's great. I
Yeah.
think you did a good job.
It's gross.
Congratulations all around.
Could you imagine, like, wow, God.
Yeah. Can you imagine though a shooting at night, because it had to be at night. They had to have been filming most of that at night.
Yeah.
I guess there are some scenes where they don't necessarily, like, there weren't any windows around, so they could have probably gotten away with it. But like filming a scene at night for 21 days, that would suck.
Yeah.
That means that they would be shooting at night. They'd have to stay up late and like sleep during the day. That would suck. That would change their whole schedule for 21 days. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we go to the pop quiz?
Let's hit that quiz, Daddy.
All right. Pop quiz, hotshot.
I'm nervous.
First easy question. Are you ready?
I guess.
All right. What channel was the TV on in Casey's house when she's talking to Ghostface? In the opening of the movie, Casey is walking around her house on the phone, and the TV is on a blue screen, but it specifically says a channel number in the top right in green, like a lot of old TVs had. So
I don't remember this, but I'm just going to say 6.
No.
Nope.
Channel 3.
Nope. Yep.
I added this question because I think you should remember, because we were, alive at the time whenever this would have been a thing. You had to have when you were using a VCR.
The channel like 3 or 4.
You had to be on channel 3 or 4. Yeah. Which nobody would understand now.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't
just hit that HDMI port, baby.
Yeah, they got to change the input. That's not how it used to work. You just plug it in, and it had to be on channel 3 or 4, and it would work. But yeah, that was I thought that was fun. But I was also just like, that's such a good open. I feel like that opening of that movie is so solid.
It's great. It's great. I want to talk more about it. Yes.
Okay.
I'm excited.
You want to just go through these questions and then
Let's
we just
wrap.
jump.
Why not?
Okay. How old is Dewey?
Oh my God! I'm gonna go 0 for 9. Jesus criminy! I don't remember how old Dewey is. I'm just gonna guess.
Literally a whole scene.
I know. I don't remember. I'm gonna guess and just say he's 20.
No.
How much? 25?
He is 25.
Ah.
So Gail and him are having a discussion outside the school, and she says that I do great with audience, they did my testing.
Oh, the 24. Yeah,
13 to 24.
Yeah, he's 13. No, I think she says 11 to 24.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
11 to 24, and then he's
like I'm 25.
He's like, I'm 25.
But I was 24 for 1 year.
Yeah.
God, I'm so dumb. I should just if I just used my brain,
So this is another easy question.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw it to you. And I know you're gonna get it wrong right away. So, what is the name of the costume that Ghostface wears in the police station? I know you're gonna get this wrong because you were talking to me before we started recording, and you were trying to ask me what it was. I was like, I knew what it was. What is the name of the costume that he uses when they're talking about it? It's they show it.
It's 2 words, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that this is it. I don't remember it, but I just because it doesn't sound right. But it wasn't like what do they normally call when somebody comes for you? What do they call that guy?
The Grim Reaper?
The Grim Reaper, but it's not a Grim Reaper though. It's not Grim
You're
Reaper.
Right, it's not.
No, it's like Deathmaster.
Sorry, it's Father Death.
Father Death. God damn it! I'm so stupid. I missed the easy ones. I'm not gonna get. I swear I watched these. Yeah, you know what? You can light that on fire.
Goofy bastard.
Throw that in your candle.
Little goofy.
God damn. I swear I watched this movie. I did. I just don't remember that.
Let's go. Let's go back to the police station real quick. What does the hat on Dewey's desk say? It's a medium question. First medium question. What does the hat on Dewey's desk say? We see it several times, and it is very eye-catching.
Wow.
It's gonna be a rough day.
It's gonna be a rough day. I don't remember. I do know the funny thing is that I do remember at his desk there is a little poster on the side, which says comic cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
Yeah, which
There's also
I
like
focused way more on that.
a plastic set of handcuffs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll just
You want to take a guess?
Sure. No, I'm not going to. What is it?
It's Boob Inspector. And
Oh.
there are 2 fake boobs on it. It is a red hat with white text,
Oh.
and it's the least cop thing that I could think.
Yeah.
Like he's got Sydney, a victim, at his desk, and it has a hat on it that says Boob Inspector.
Don't try to make any sense of what's going on in this movie. We will get there. Don't make any. No.
What is the name of the director that Tatum makes up when she's talking to Whitney or to Sydney, not Whitney?
When the director?
Yeah, she's like, it's not like we're in some kind of blank movie.
I might go 0 for 9. I might go 0 for 9. And I watched this movie, and that's just how sad it is. And I was excited to talk about it. This is really taking all the wind out of my sails.
You were the wind
I don't
beneath
fucking
my
know.
wings.
I don't remember. I don't know. Who is it?
Wes Carpenter. It's a combination
John
of
Carpenter, Wes Craven.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Cool. These questions are real cute. Super cute.
Here's one
I'm having so much fun.
Here's one that you should definitely get.
Oh, I hope.
It's a medium question, my last medium question.
Oh, God.
What does the graffiti in the bathroom say to the right of Sydney's mirror? It's very prominently displayed.
Nope. I got nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. Nope.
Wonder. I'll give you a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
It implies someone's speed. No,
It's not helping.
it says Dana's fast.
Oh.
It's like a big like thing. It's a big it's bright red text, and it also says Dana's fast, but it doesn't it's Dana's with a apostrophe S, like Dana owns fast. Like it's
Oh, yeah. Dana's.
yeah, the way it's written is very. I was like, what is this graffiti? Okay. Maybe you could even just guess this one. All right, here's a hard question.
Let's see.
I do want to talk about some of these. Like, typically, Typically,
No,
I'll take you through these so that way you can get a take a little trip around the movie. But I'll go back to these too. How much does it cost to rent a new release at the rental store?
$0.25.
Movie released in 1999. $3, sir. This wasn't 1959. It was.
What is this, Back to the
1999.
Future?
Was it? It's $3. It was a quarter. What are you, insane? Have you ever rented a movie before in your life? Don't answer
Yeah.
that. I know the
No,
answer
I
is
have.
no.
Oh, wow.
to watch
$3. It seems like a lot. You can get Redbox cheaper than that these days.
What? You can't rent a stream a movie for cheaper than that.
No, that's true.
What type of chips does Kenny eat during the movie? There are 3 types of chips that he eats during the movie. What are they? Kenny, the cameraman. He eats 3 different.
Why are all the
types of
cameramans named Kenny?
That's true. I was thinking about that. Heavyweights, baby. Kenny the cameraman.
I am gonna go 0 for 9, and I don't know if I'll. Next episode will just be me wearing a bag over my head. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know. I'll just say Lay's, Doritos, and I don't know, sour cream and onion. I don't know any of these. I don't know why I don't know any of them, but I just don't.
Ruffles,
Okay.
Cheetos,
Sure.
and Tostitos.
Oh, I guess I do remember him eating Cheetos, but I
Y'all-
will never remember the other 2.
He tosses a bag of Ruffles out of the car when they're following
Oh,
Dewey.
when they're following Dewey, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's almost like a hey. Just so you know, it
blue
is.
and white bag.
It's them. It's them following him.
Well, you can see the side of the logo of the car too. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you
it's
do know
just kind of like I don't know. I don't know why they. do
Oh,
it, but
there's
they do.
Kenny eating some more chips again.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right, last question. Hard question.
Wow.
Maybe you have every opportunity in the world to guess this one right.
Oh, I bet I do.
In what month does the movie take place? They never specifically say the date in the movie, but there are a couple instances where you can see calendars, and they both display the same month. The silence is palpable.
April.
Ladies and gentlemen, may have introduced to you
The first 0 for 9.
the first 0 for 9.
Wow. Well,
A dunce
I'm proud of it.
sits among us.
I'm proud of it.
September. There is a calendar in the kitchen at the end of the movie where they're explaining a whole plot of the movie to Sydney.
Yes.
And then also in Henry Winkler's office, there is a large poster that says September, and you see it whenever he is talking to those kids. You see it whenever he's talking to the police, and then also when he's leaving to go try to find who knocked on his door.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a hard bunch. A hard bunch for me.
Yeah.
I did watch this movie, I swear, on my life.
I don't doubt it, but it was probably over a week ago, and you typically
It
don't
was
retain
close to a
information.
week.
Yeah.
It was close to a week. Yeah.
So, just to jump back a little bit, I really wanted to talk about
let's go through each of them and talk a little bit about the things related to it.
Well, so Channel 3, right? We're talking about the opening of the movie, right?
Yes.
He asks several questions. He has the boyfriend tied up, and there was a couple of things that I was asking my wife about while we were watching it. I was asking the question of like, do you think it was like easy for them to abduct the boyfriend because the boyfriend they could have just like been like, hey man, what's going on? You just and just like snuck up on him because he would had no way of suspecting it was him. They could have like just got him like real easy, but he seemed beat up. Like they like punched him up like and like roughed him up a little bit too before they tied him to the chair before they did all the stuff to him.
I just got to say that the beginning of the movie was so interesting for me for a few reasons. But the main or biggest one for me was the fact that like I kept thinking the entire like time that eventually like we were going to somehow cut away to like them watching that on television.
Oh,
I didn't think that was like really happening in a way.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking was going on.
That's kind of interesting because the way the rest of the Scream movies work. So the Scream,
it's a franchise. There's a bazillion of them, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
It's like 7 or 8. Maybe?
There's a lot, and we've actually gone back. We need to make sure I did in Hubie Halloween that the poster that we used was the original Scream poster, very specifically because we say it's Scream, but we don't talk about it being this Scream.
Oh yeah, because there's another Scream. It's like a reboot.
They roll back all the way and just call it Scream. It's not even a reboot because it's not. It's using like they use Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox and
David Arquette.
David Arquette, and they all play their same characters.
They've been in all of them.
They've been in a lot of them. I don't want to say they've been in all of them, but they've been in I think most of them.
Man, how many people are left in this town?
But in these movies, starting from the second one, there is a horror movie franchise in
the movie
called Stab, based off of the events that took place in Scream.
Oh, that's cute.
So there are a bunch of these movies that start out following other people and then switch off to like, oh, by the way, we're in a movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, first time seeing it organic, like I was like, when are we going to quit this charade? And then like once she died and then it was like, I was like, oh, this is really happening. Okay.
Yeah.
How
did you take like, that was like way more gory than I remembered it being. Did you like expect it to be as gory as it was? I mean, it wasn't gory as like Terrifier, but did you expect it to be as gory as it was with their deaths?
I didn't expect it to be as gory as it was, but like weirdly, I was never scared when I watched this movie.
No, yeah, this one really doesn't like.
I'm just saying, like
there are a couple little jumps, like whenever somebody jumps up on like they hit a window and like help, and then he's like when Courtney Cox's character freaks out when at the end after she's seen the dead body of her.
Oh yeah.
And then Randy shows up and she freaks out and starts screaming because he like hits the window.
Yeah, I mean I was okay with it. I really just liked like that fact I read was just so on the nose. Like from the start of the movie, you're just like led to believe like, hey, look, anything can happen anytime. Here's Drew Barrymore. Here's who you think is going to be the main person in this movie, and within the first 10 minutes, she's killed. Like I thought she was going to somehow get away, and then I had so many things run through my head. Like, okay, she's getting away. Like, how does is this one of these movies where I see the end of the movie first and then we cut back and we see all the events that lead up to it again? I didn't know what was going on. And then of course when he finally kills her, and we'll talk about just honestly a really, I mean, there's a lot of things in this movie that are like really low key fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
he's killing her, or in the process of killing her, as the parents are like looking for her right outside the house.
Uh-huh.
And like the part where he chokes her and like crushes her windpipe.
Yeah.
And they're standing there and she's just not that far away and she's yelling for them, but they can't hear her because she can't make noise. Oh, wow.
The sound effect that they use for that doesn't match up, but it does the job of letting you know, oh, she can't scream because her throat is crushed. Like, there's nothing. It is. It is a
so
gruesome
good.
opening. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
From that, I was like, that right there, that beginning, I was like, I'm in. Like, I am so in right now. And I love a whodunit.
Another thing that we talked about too, my wife and I, we were discussing the movie questions that he's asking her. And when she gets the movie question wrong, I was like, do you think no matter what she answered in that question, she was going to tell her she was wrong? And then he kind of says that at the end. He's like, if you get the question right, you still die. Like, that's what they like, because I was like, because they asked, like, who's the killer in Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
And she says, it's Jason. And then he's like, nope, it's Jason's mom. But they could, like, he could, like, she could be like, it's Jason's mom. And then he goes, nope, it's Jason. He pops up at the end and kills the final girl or something like that. Like, that could be, like, he could just say that. And he could do whatever he wants. So it's almost like there's a no-win scenario for her in this situation other than to leave. We'll say that he ends up, Ghostface gets, like, kind of, like, thrown about a lot in this movie. Whoever did the I know a couple of times the actors were wearing the outfit. I think the character Skeet, Billy is actually wearing the outfit during one of the scenes.
I think the only scene where he wears the outfit is the scene where he sneaks up on Randy.
Yeah, so that's also funny. I wanted to talk about that because they're watching Halloween.
Yes.
And he is yelling at Jamie
to turn around.
And his name is Jamie.
Yes.
So he's almost yelling at himself.
Yeah.
He's like, Jamie, turn around. Look behind you. Like all that. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, it's meta, but like it's like, but even more so than you would have any idea if you didn't know the actors' names.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, they're like constantly like running around their body, like they're just like flying into walls and so they're just going fast. Like the character, like Ghostface, just is like all over the place.
He's a cat.
He's very spry, I would say.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoy that opening scene. I think that's really great. We can kind of skip over the Dewey and like Dewey and Gale like talk there. It's like him just spilling like information. That scene is just like. There's also like at a point I wanted to know who the heck spilled who spilled the information about the costume, right? We find out about the costume in the police department. No one else knows that the costume exists. And then all of a sudden there are people at the school the next day wearing the costume. So I'm wondering if there was like some, like maybe there's like a scene where Dewey leaks that piece of information to Gale. But that would have had to have taken place when they show up at the house, at Sydney's house, the night before, because they find the costume and then like she shows up. So like there could have been something there, but just people find out and start wearing that costume immediately the next day.
Yeah, there's a few parts in this movie where I'm literally like, just, obviously it's a movie, anything can happen anytime. There's not supposed to be rhyme or reason behind this shit, but I'm just like, what the hell? Like there's a murder that happens and a couple people die, and the next day people are coming to school dressed like the murderer. Yeah. What kind of what are you on?
Dude, that leads to you.
What?
Talk about the man. Talk about him.
Mr. Hembry?
Mr. Winkler.
Yeah. So
you said he was straight
he's
gas.
throwing gas. No.
Yeah.
So he's only in a couple scenes, but the first thing he does, which to me is fucking weird, is when Nev comes into the office,
thank
he
you.
grabs her chin. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I totally noticed that. It was
what?
It was the weirdest. I noticed it because it was
Come on over and sit down,
weird.
and he just like swoops.
Like, we're just gonna ask you a couple questions, okay, dear? And he's like,
what? Gross.
So weird. It was so weird.
It was so fucking weird. And then when the two kids that had the Ghostface costumes on, he has the pair of scissors,
Oh yeah.
and he's just like fucking unhinged. He's like, I should, he's cutting the masks up. He's like, what should I do with you? And he like puts the scissors up to their fucking chests.
You know what would be fair if I would have cut you and hang you from a tree.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Also, the announcement when they're doing the announcement for the like, he's like, your principal loves you. He says that on the announcement. I was like, what? Who says that?
And this isn't so much about like him as it's another thing that's also just completely off the rails is when they're having the house party and they find out that the principal was killed and hung from the goalposts.
Yeah,
they're like they're like, oh, let's get over there before they take him down. They want to go see him, the dead body hanging. Said no one ever.
I beg to differ. I guarantee you there'd be a lot of freaks that would totally be like, well, we gotta go see that. We went to high school. We know weirdos.
I know, but I don't. I just think that that's insane. No one's doing that. That's just crazy.
I asked the question of my wife, why is that? Like, why did we kill Winkler? What was the point of killing him? Everybody else, seemingly, there's a reason, right? Jaded lover, stuff like that. But Winkler, I believe, is only killed as a distraction.
Yeah, I also, again, maybe it's more like the whole Drew Barrymore beginning. Like, anything can happen at any time. So, okay, he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know.
There was another thing I wanted to ask, too. But I wanted to point this out because you were talking about the school and how two kids were just killed, right? Why? Why is the school under like National Guard lockdown the next day? Like there are like everybody on the police force is at the school just chilling out. The only like thing I could think like viably would be that they were there to kind of control the news people that were like all of a sudden like that showed up immediately day of like after the murder, but like there was just so many like police there. Like, all the doors were unlocked. Like, it was like, why are they like, this isn't the murder scene. Like, and we have like the entire, like, we're just immediately, it has to be somebody at the school. Like, it just, like, that's where they went, like, immediately. So kind of.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing evidence wise at that time to say it's a high school kid.
No.
No,
nothing at
anybody.
all. Yeah. Other than they just wanted to talk to the kids, but why would they have to lock down the entire school with police to do that? That's it. Just it's a wild thing that I've noticed is I've watched that movie like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, why? I never thought about this. Why are there like? Why are we like? Why is this happening?
How many times do you think actors and actresses got spit on by Matthew Lillard in this movie? Sorry,
was he?
We should talk about the fact that it's just like da, 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 like he's just like spitting. He's like so excited. He is. Okay, Winkler's unhinged.
That's the best part.
Lillard is right neck and neck.
He's like,
literally.
I think he killed it in this movie. Literally, he did a great job.
He's crazy.
I think like he plays that character really well, and he doesn't seemingly like. She asks him, "What's your motive?" And he's like, he doesn't really have one. Like, there's really like maybe just killing like ex-boyfriend, like the. Maybe his ex and the girl or the boy that she left him for.
Yeah.
But like that's really a weak like reasoning other than him just being an unhinged lunatic. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, I think it's more just like he's nuts.
Also when he finds out she called the cops, his first reaction is my parents are going to kill me. Like that's his reaction.
Yeah, I
like that like not like I'm going to go to jail, anything. It's just my parents are going to be mad at me. Like, that's like, I was like, wow. Talk about developmentally challenged.
Yeah, we have to talk a little bit about how that ending happened, I think.
I would also like to throw out there. So, you never saw this movie. What did you think about the twist? Did you see the twist coming? Did you have.
That there was 2 of them?
Yeah, that there was going to be 2.
Okay. I went 0 for 9 in the questions here, so take my comments with a grain of salt, I suppose. But I will tell you that I felt like I thought immediately that I knew it was them 2. The moment that they're talking
the next 2 immediately?
Yeah, those guys were both acting too fucking weird to me.
I know, but I don't know. They really do try to point you directly at Billy immediately.
Yeah, but I just felt like Stu was just a little too fucking crazy.
Stu's answer to Sydney's question when she's like, how does somebody gut somebody? And then he actually starts telling her how you would actually go about gutting somebody.
Yeah, he's
Like,
unhinged.
it's like she meant like, how could you? Not like, how
Yeah.
do you do that? You
Right.
freak. No, that's surprising because like I don't think most people would and like that haven't been spoiled on this movie would have like immediately gone like, oh, there's definitely two killers, opposed to there just being one.
Okay. All right, I'll walk back like 5%. Like I just felt like I'm like those two guys are sus. Like I thought you could tell very quickly that Jamie Kennedy Randy was not. Like Randy's too dorky to be doing that. I knew it wasn't the dad.
Did you find the liver in the? Did you put the liver in the mailbox? I heard that they put the liver in the mailbox.
Yeah.
When he's doing that stupid shtick.
Yeah.
I will throw out there too the one point where they're in the bedroom after Sydney and Billy have slept together. There is something that happens in that scene, like to kind of throw you off, right? Like that it's Billy. He comes in and he gets cut up by Ghostface.
Yeah.
So my question is to you, why?
Why does he have Lillard come in and do that to him in front of her?
Yeah, why? Because why not just have...
Why not just kill her at that point?
Yeah.
Well, because they don't have the... Well, the dad... Where was the dad at that point?
The dad was being already wrapped up downstairs. He was being held hostage already. They had him from the start. So there's no reason for them to leave her alive at that, but because they chase her to kill her immediately after. They aren't chasing her to get her to like go a certain way. She goes that way and gets away from them.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can say is from like just the overall plot of the movie, like, yeah, I mean, I guess they could have up there at that point, like explained to her everything, but you get that scene a few minutes later where they do that. I feel like if they would have done that then, it would have been very obvious that he was just waiting to have sex with her to do it. Like, there's so much. Okay. I just thought that this movie was like, again, there's a lot of low key fucking crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Like, where he's like pressuring her to have sex.
Yep.
She refuses. And then, like, through his clearly like gaslighting, fucked up, crazy behavior, she like feels like, well, I guess we should just do it. Like, I guess you're not the killer.
Yeah.
And then they do it. And then it turns out he was the killer. And then, oh, by the way, the whole elephant in the room I haven't talked about, him and Stu fucking raped and killed her mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, a year ago, their trial run, I guess, was to, I guess not trial run, but I don't understand. They got away with it. Why are they doing this now? Like, they killed somebody, got away with it. Did they just get a taste for it again? Like, Cotton Weary's gonna die. And now Cotton Weary doesn't die, and they're like, they got busted.
They were trying to... I'm not. Yeah, I guess it's just like, well, they got the mom, but then they also wanted to, like, completely end the family, so they're trying to implicate the dad and the daughter's dad. I don't know. It just seems kind of it's a reach.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's also psycho logic, right? So it could just be like, yeah, they're just lunatics. They just don't make any sense because of it. There was you reminded.
Oh, and then also, just sorry to go to this point. At the end, when they like are talking about like what they're going to do, maybe I'm just like, I don't know. I guess obviously they're doing that so that way it looks like they were attacked. But the fact that they're stabbing each other is just completely off the fucking rails.
Why wouldn't they? So
what?
Wouldn't it make sense or more sense after they've killed Sydney, after they've killed Dad, everybody's dead. They call the cops and then they stab each other.
Oh yeah, because they're like bleeding and then they still have to do it. Like, what if?
Yeah. What if it takes an hour for them to get there? Like, yeah, they're gonna bleed out while they're waiting for the cops to come.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of psycho logic in this. Also, how does Gail sneak into the kitchen, grab the gun, and then also just not say, "Hey, freeze, assholes," or just like shoot them like in that moment? Like, she just like leaves the room and then waits for them to like come looking for the gun, and she's standing in the doorway like, I've got the gun now. Like that's it's just,
And then like they're distracted by her, and then like Nev and her dad get away.
Nev grabs her father
in the
who's tied
recording
up,
or the little voice,
and then
changer.
also gets dressed. By the way, gets dressed up at like them, which was
Yeah.
wild to me. I was like, why? Why are we doing that?
I did like that where, you know, the whole movie gets turned on its head. Where like then now all of a sudden like they're like those two are being hunted.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done more of that. Like I wish that was longer. Like the party scene is 42 minutes. Like only 2 minutes is that hunting.
Yeah.
Reverse hunting, I'll call it. This should have been longer. That'd been kind of cool.
Oh, I would also like to point out during that like party scene, I was showing you before we started recording. I think this is like one of like the main instance. Like there's only one instance in this movie, and I was actually kind of curious how it got the name Ghostface. But Tatum calls the killer Ghostface, and I don't remember them ever like I hadn't remembered ever hearing that before, and I was wondering if that was just like what the costume was called, and that's why everybody like. Because when I was younger, I just didn't put two and two together. She actually calls him Ghostface, which is like a weird thing because a lot of times in movies, if it's just like a random killer, like it's like a killer like that, they kind of, I don't know, they'll name them and they'll say them the whole time, like Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. Like you get their names like the whole time. Ghostface is like, they don't say Ghostface, like other than one time in this movie, which I thought was wild.
Yeah. Although I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the Screams. Like, is Ghostface become like?
Oh, Ghostface is just like the
lexicon
because
in
of
future
the
films.
because of the Stab franchise. Like they use the same costume, everything. So like there are a lot of scenes in those movies where people are all dressed up like Ghostface because Ghostface has become a popular character. And by the way, the people that made Father Death in that universe are raking in the cash.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the movies, I believe it's Scream. Oh gosh, it's either Scream 2 or 3. They actually have they're gonna film a Stab movie. No, I think it's 3. So in Scream 3, they're gonna film a Stab movie, and somebody from the cast dies or something like that, or are getting threats, and they go and do like a whole like thing where they're showing like where they're gonna like they're just trying to protect the cast of this movie, and they have also Dewey and Courtney Cox and Sydney are all there. I don't know why I keep calling Courtney Cox Courtney Cox instead of Gail. So Gail, Sydney, and Dewey are all there. So it's like it's wild. Like they just have they're just it's so meta it becomes like like in on itself. It's very interesting. But we are at an hour and 2, and I want to start wrapping up, bub. So
I got two things. I got two things.
Let's hear it.
One.
Yeah.
I liked at the beginning. I had a note on here on this. Drew Barrymore tells Ghostface that she has a boyfriend.
Yes, she does.
That he's big. He plays football, and he will kick the shit out of you.
Yep.
I liked that. That was funny.
And it was like, for the most part, it's pretty honest. He was a football player. I don't know about big, but he was a football player.
Yeah, it wasn't very big, but
and she did have a boyfriend, which is typically like the fake, like I've got a boyfriend and he's on his way over here right now. Like that's what what a lot of people say in like the horror movies.
And the other thing I just wanted to do, I wanted to do a real quick Brendan's Buttes.
Real quick.
Real quick. Yeah.
Thanks for making it quick.
I mean, Rose McGowan. Wow.
That's it.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say on this show.
Wow.
I mean,
Hey,
I don't know. I don't know film. I don't know. Like,
Brenden,
I mean, I know. I clearly don't know film from the quiz, but like, I don't know what other things she was in to compare it to. But she looks great.
She was actually married to Marilyn Manson, I believe.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Oh, that really brings it down.
I think she was also in the movie
Really brings it down.
Jawbreaker.
I don't know anything about that.
That one was like a. Oh, did you ever see the movie? Well, never. I'm not even gonna ask the question. It reminds me a lot of the movie Heathers, which is like a very like bright and poppy kind of like messed up situation kind of thing, and it's like they accidentally kill a friend, and it's about them trying to hide the fact that they killed one of their friends by trying to prank them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like goofy, bright colors and stuff the whole time, and it's just like the psychopath hidden underneath of the rosy exterior.
I
I'm
guess
pretty positive that's her in that.
I'm just gonna envision her in this movie. The scene where she has to go grab the beer. That's a headlight scene that's a top 10 headlight scene, I would think.
What are you saying, headlight scene?
I'm just saying headlights.
Why are you saying headlights?
I'm just referring to.
So she's also in Planet Terror.
Breasts.
I was gonna jump right past that. I was gonna say she's also in Planet Terror. Jawbreaker was her.
Okay.
She's in the Grindhouse films, which would have been the Planet Terror.
I was like, wow, I'm glad you're in this film. That's where I'm at. That's it, guys. See you next week for Brendan's Buttes.
All right. So Riker's roughhousing.
Oh yeah. Oh come on. I know who this is. Come on.
Who's it gonna be?
It's gotta be. Skeet, right?
Yeah, actually, I was.
Hell yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Was it?
I'm not gonna jump
Billy
around.
Loomis, right?
Yeah, Billy Loomis.
Billy Loomis.
Billy Loomis is
A lot
such
of Billies need their shit kicked in. Okay.
Yeah, he's a real Bill.
Yeah.
Like, what is everybody in a? Let's see if we can find a movie where there isn't a piece of shit Bill.
Yeah.
Like the Bill, like the kid was his name was Billy, right? In Jumanji, Bill from Twister sucked. But yeah, he was a real Bill. I'm gonna say
He sucks.
I'm gonna say Dewey was probably a real Norm. He was like really.
Dewey's a Norm.
He was trying to protect people. Also, Dewey's like the worst cop in the world. Like he goes into that party, he sees a kid with a beer, right? Yeah. And he's just like, "I'm just kidding."
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Just
I
don't go
think
driving.
I think he didn't even say. Did he even say that?
I think he says like, just don't drive. I think he does say something about not driving.
I was thinking to myself, he should have said that. So maybe he did say it, and I just blocked it out.
I think he did.
But anyway, yeah, Billy Loomis is a big freak psychopath, and I say he deserves the ass whooping of the movie because he is
he's
just
a gaslighting
prick. He is just a freak the whole fucking time. Like he like does nothing redeeming the whole movie. Skeet Ulrich does a great job of playing a weird freak fucking character.
I got another Norm.
Yeah.
Cotton Weary.
Cottonwood. You know what?
Taking the fall. Good on you, Cotton. That's Liev Schreiber, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, I was gonna. We were talking about that for a second. I was gonna say. Isn't it wild that that's Liev Schreiber and he's in it for just a scene on a TV screen? He's not in the movie. You don't see him in person at all. He's just on a TV screen.
Does Cotton Weary come back in other movies?
He does.
Oh, hell yeah. Is it Liev Schreiber in all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
I don't know. I don't know if he shows back up in 2, but he definitely is in 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind
Good
of
on
wild.
him. Good on him.
Yeah, because he's
Justice for Cotton. Okay. Hashtag.
We're gonna get like those ribbons made.
Yeah, let's get it trending. Justice for Cotton.
We'll put it on our recommended shirts that we both have and wear every episode now.
Yeah. I still haven't found it. I know it's in my drawer somewhere. I swear to God. It's pissing
lost
me
the
off.
shirt.
No, my mother-in-law did. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, but it's the truth. I don't know where it is, and you did the laundry. Kind of pinning it on you. Anyway.
I love it. I love it so much. All right,
it's true.
Let's. You want to go to the ratings real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we were already established.
We're over. Yeah,
we're donezo. Again, just go ahead, talk about it because I want to talk a little bit about how I feel about this movie.
So Rotten Tomatoes comes in at 77%. Audience rating is 80%. IMDb 7.4 out of 10. Again, I really liked it. I like mystery movies, and this was kind of in a way a mystery movie, right? It's got you know who done it. I thought Billy was in the whole time. I didn't know for sure Stu was, but hey, that's fun. But yeah, I liked it. I don't see anything you could cut from it. I was entertained the entire time. I was waiting to see what was happening. Nev liked her. Yeah. Obviously Rose. Yeah, great. Yeah, I liked it. I would recommend this all day.
What was your favorite Rose line in the movie? Like, what did she say? Like, anything that she said that really stood out to you? Do you think of any of the lines?
No, I can't remember anything that she said, and that's okay. That's okay.
Bam! Bitch went down.
Yeah,
she's like talking about that punching.
Yeah, it's true.
punching Gale.
Oh yeah.
No, I really enjoyed this movie. This one. Again, I made jokes at the beginning of the thing how this movie like couldn't exist anymore. This killer couldn't exist because nobody wants to answer the phone, which is kind of like wow, like this is a killer based all in like calling people.
That's true.
This movie actually did have an increase on the use of Star 69 and caller ID in the US after it released. Like people started to use that a ton more because of this movie. It like got enough people freaked out, which I think is great. If you could change like an entire culture that way. The movie is, I think, a lot of fun. There is some gore in it, so if you're not into gore, it's not that bad. There's a couple of scenes. I mean, I can't say it's not that bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood, and there's also a thumb into a bullet hole, and I mean, there's some shit.
It's bad when it's bad, but most of the time there's not like anything there.
I'm sorry. Rose is hanging in a garage door. Drew Barrymore is hanging from a tree.
Also,
a lot of blood everywhere. It's definitely gory.
I watched Terrifier and Terrifier 2, so I'm desensitized.
Sorry, yeah. There's definitely some schmutz in this movie.
I also that death is wild, by the way. We didn't talk about it at all, but the garage door death, which would never ever happen because there are so many safety features to stop a garage door from going up when there's somebody in it. Also, the fact that it wouldn't be able to lift her, let alone crush her. It's like we're working with a garage door that is like made to open like industrial like garages or something like that on a house. Anyway. Sorry, there are some wild kills in this movie. There's a lot of fun things and exciting things. There's a mystery elements to it. There's thriller. It's a lot of chase scenes. It's cool. It's a good movie. I'd say it's probably a little outdated for the fact that nobody's using like landlines anymore. Nobody's renting movies or anything like that. But there's still a lot of things that are getting touched on.
It's a good outdated movie.
Yeah,
it's a good outdated movie.
It's not outdated because of really bad shit that it did. It's outdated because of just like the times have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recommend this movie, so go check it out. So we can go and talk about the next movie. The next movie that we're gonna watch, that we've already watched, we're gonna talk about it here. Mm-hmm. But you can watch for next week is subscribe, and then click the bell for notifications. Go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of them. They're listed on all of our places. You can go find them. We're the recommended on Facebook, and we're the recommended podcast pretty much everywhere else. Recommended pod. All of those things. Look for us. They're all posted. You'll find links. Check the description of this video. And now I will tell you the next movie that we watched was Halloween. We actually watched Halloween. The original Halloween, because I know that there is another Halloween movie that was released by Rob Zombie, and then also I don't know if the newer Halloweens also just call themselves Halloween. There's a lot of Halloween movies out there. Well, we watched the original Halloween.
John Carpenter's.
From John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis starring. So 1978?
Yes.
So go check that out. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. At least I wasn't able to. Like, I have a physical copy, so I didn't watch it streaming.
Yeah, I actually pay for Spectrum cable. Not the box, but like stream Spectrum, and I watched it there.
Okay. And you can rent it, I'm pretty sure, in a bunch of different places as well.
AMC Plus, that's kind of a niche one to have, but I do know it was on AMC Plus because it's spooky month.
So also, with that, it's actually going to fall on Halloween, so I had to pick Halloween for
why not?
For our first Halloween episode.
Sure.
So, thank you guys all. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's liked and subscribed and gone and done all of those things. We appreciate you just for listening. You don't have to like and subscribe if you're listening. It really helps us. It makes us know that this is worth it. We can actually then share that information with other people that let us know, or let them know, hey, people are actually listening and watching. So, thank you guys all for watching. We will meet you back here with candy dishes and, joy in our heart, and maybe some treats and maybe some tricks for next week's episode of Halloween. Bye.
Goodbye.